Okay, normally I change into my wrestling stuff, but screw it. I'm going to leave my Washington gear on. Yeah, everybody's, I've been doing videos all day, and I've been busy with trying to get all of my magnets cut out. And, yeah, I got more magnets I'm doing. And trying to get my videos up on time and trying to watch wrestling. And every now and then I'll misspeak in a video. I'm going to throw this on the Entertainment Guy channel because, I misspeak. I said Washington. And the rest of the video, all I talked about was Jets, Jets, Jets. And everybody's like, Washington? I didn't know I said Washington. If I did, I would have said, oh, I meant Winnipeg. Anyways, and the Matt Hoffman thing's kind of an ongoing thing where I mispronounce it as Matt instead of Mike because I don't really care. Anyways, when you reach your mid-40s, you'll misspeak. It's one of those things where names will kind of escape you. It's just one of those wonders of getting older. Speaking of wonders of getting older, I'm pissed. What? So, okay, let's talk about the good first. The good from tonight's Hell in the Cell. Becky. Becky's the good. Becky Lynch is perfectly booked right now. She's fantastic in the ring. She's amazing. That was a really good match between her and Charlotte. And, spoilers? Don't be watching if you don't know the result. You ready? Okay. Becky Lynch is your new champion. And rightfully so. She has been the hottest of the WWE women. And when I mean the hottest, I'm not talking about physically, although she's a very attractive young woman. I mean, when she's in the ring, everybody pays attention. Might have been one of the best matches of the night. I know it was the most underrated because they put it on second. It's like they took the matches that were good and put them on first. Which brings me to the ugly. Randy Orton sticking a screwdriver in the ear hole. The earlobe hole of Jeff Hardy. You can leave that out. That really... And all I could think while I was just cringing and leaving the room, like I'm not coming back till that's over, all I could think was, it's a good thing it's PG rated now, and you can have all your kids watching. So it looks like he's going to rip his earlobe off. And just, that finish was weird. And it was weird, and I'll tell you why. Because, they had the referee, he can't continue, he can't continue. Then ring the bell. Any referee will ring the bell. He didn't ring the bell. So when Orton goes in for the pin, and they're like, I can't believe Orton's doing it. What a cold-hearted... He didn't ring the bell. Where's Shinsuke Nakamura? He's the U.S. champion. Anybody care? No? All right. Ronda Rousey retains her title, and that was a fun match. Alicia Fox might be the most fashion-savvy person on either roster, and she always looks fantastic. She's not a bad wrestler either. The problem that Alicia has is that her in-ring work is good, but when she acts, it's not. I think that's where she's fallen short, is that when it comes to acting angry or screaming and this kind of thing, she's kind of cartoonish and over the top, and you don't buy it. Speaking of I don't buy it, the main event was Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, and it doesn't really matter. Because Brock's back. The only good thing that happened in wrestling last month was that I thought Brock was gone. I thought, okay, we're away from this whole stupid thing where Brock just shows up every now and then. The title's going to be on somebody who wrestles every week. This is a good thing. I am so tired of Brock, Roman, Strowman. So tired of these three guys fighting with each other, especially when you've got Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler on top of a cage, literally stealing the show. Literally stealing the show. Putting on the best spot of the night, and it's buried by the ending. And I don't, for the life of me, understand what's going on, other than if you're big and muscular, you can be in a main event. And that's pretty much it. And they just cycle through the same guys over and over and over and over. And this means what? Triple threat match now? The other thing that I've noticed over the last couple of years, and I'm going to say this now, Braun Strowman's the new Kane. Kane was champ for what, 24 hours? And he had one nice run towards the end of his career. But Kane was the guy that you'd build up as a big challenger, but he always seemed to be main event, but a little lower. So he'd be against a champ, but you knew deep down the champ was going to retain. Braun Strowman's kind of become that guy. He's a monster. He destroys a bunch of crap backstage. He beats up all kinds of people, sometimes 3 or 4 at a time. And then when the big match arrives, he doesn't win the title. So that's sort of become the thing now. And Braun being the new Kane is surprising to me, because I honestly think if they gave the title to Braun Strowman, I think it would work. I think if he'd done it as a fan favorite, I think you could have done all kinds of fun things. You could add some fun feuds. But honestly, I'm so tired of Brock Lesnar. Holy crap, I am so done with that. So what this means is that in a couple of weeks, when WWE is here, and it's the Raw show that's going to be here 2 Sundays from tonight, I know the main event is Roman versus Strowman, and I'm planning on walking. I'll watch the entire show. I'll be interested in the whole show. I don't really care about the main event. And tonight's just proving it. Neither of them can continue. Match is over. Good night, everybody. Seriously? It's Hell in the Cell. Like, there's no rules to Hell in the Cell. And at first I thought, okay, so what they're going to do is Brock's going to come down and he's going to screw Roman Reigns over and give the title to Braun Strowman. Nope. He just didn't want anybody. No, if I can't be in this match, you guys aren't going to wrestle either. Oh, the company is frustrating with stuff like this, because there are so many guys who deserve better. Speaking of which, I don't know what the hell's going on with the AJ Lee. Don't do that, Shannon. I miss AJ Lee. AJ Styles against Samoa Joe. So Styles appears to have tapped out before the 3 count, which means this was pre-planned, which means we have to put up with another month of AJ versus Samoa Joe. Oh my God, I want this over. Over. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop now. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So I'm waiting for AJ Styles' wife to be dangled in a cage over the ring. Because that seems to be where it's going, or winner gets her kid. They'll do like a Guerrero, AJ, Rey Mysterio thing, but Eddie and Rey did that much better. Or Sandman, Raven angle. They could do that. Like, this is just stupid. I'm done. I'm done with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. So, and then the pre-show, you have New Day against Rusev Day, and at the start of the match, Corey Graves, who aggravated me tonight, which is unusual for him, which tells me maybe there was somebody in his ear telling him to say aggravating things. The Rusev Day team loses because of the fact that there was miscommunication. And what made me angry was that before the match started, Corey Graves goes, "Well, this should be a good chance for them, because they're on the same page." And they're not having miscommunications anymore. And I thought, so they're having a miscommunication tonight. Thanks for telegraphing that. Didn't have to say it. I was upset at the commentary tonight, too, for just the dramatics. If you did a shot every time there was a mention by Corey Graves, if you did a shot every time Corey Graves mentioned Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella divorcing, you'd be hammered within about 5 minutes. It wasn't... It felt to me sort of like he was trying to sound like Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan used to come out with some really funny one-liners. And they would be usually at the expense of somebody's looks, their marriage, and they were usually pretty funny and a little off-color. And some of those remarks wouldn't get by censors now or through WWE's writing crew. But he was funny. And it seemed to me like it was kind of forced with Graves tonight. And it's funny because I normally really like Graves. I liked Renee Young on commentary. Michael Cole was driving me insane. Just absolutely insane, whether he was calling the wrong hold or he was clearly baffled as to what was going on in the ring. It was tough. It was tough to listen to. And you know, I missed Jim Ross. And you know, Mauro Ranallo down in NXT is doing a pretty good job. You could always have him work the pay-per-views. You could. We would be completely fine with Mauro Ranallo working the pay-per-views. He's so damn good. I think what gets me about tonight's show is, you know, you have Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss in a very good match. That was an excellent match. You have Charlotte and Becky, and that was an excellent match. And the after where Charlotte goes to shake hands with Becky, and Becky puts the title in her face and refuses to shake her hands, that was amazing. That was fantastic. And then the rest of the night's just sort of there. You have Miz and Maurice win a screwy, kind of crappy finish with Daniel Bryan and Brie, so I don't know where that's going. Other than I don't think Maurice is comfortable in the ring anymore. She spent barely any time in the ring. So I know she had a kid 5 months ago. I understand that it was that recent. For that reason, it makes me wonder why this match was booked the way it was, but it's fine. I guess with the screwy finish, we're probably not done with Daniel Bryan against The Miz. The Miz should be feuding with AJ Styles. He should be fighting for the title. Whether you like or dislike The Miz, you have a reaction to The Miz. Samoa Joe, you have a reaction to as well, but it feels like it's just been so many matches between the two of them, and I want to see something fresh. I think if you had a Samoa Joe program with Shinsuke Nakamura, you could have some fun with that for the U.S. title. I don't know, give Shinsuke something to do other than not show up for a pay-per-view. Why does he have the title again? Why? And then the tag match, Seth and Dean Ambrose against Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. I slept through that. I couldn't care less what happened with that match, which is too bad because all four of them are decent wrestlers. I don't know what they're doing with Drew McIntyre. I don't know what they're building towards. I don't know if he's going to end up getting a main event push out of this. I don't know if he's going to end up in the mid-card or if he'll end up in three-man band again at some point because Jinder Mahal is completely buried at this stage. Jinder is as far buried as he can get. And it's funny because when they interviewed him not that long ago about guys getting pushed down the card and complaining about it, he said, you know, I'm where I am because I did the work to get here. And if you do the work, you'll be there. So I have no concern about my place in the company. And ever since I saw that interview, I've been tracking his win-loss record, and it ain't great. Which tells me that either Jinder was just saying something company side, you know, take the side of the company, or he's finding out firsthand that you can get pushed up or down the card just based on the whims of management. So, you know, for me, this pay-per-view was rough. And I understand it's not a big pay-per-view, but they're having too many. And some of these feuds seem to go on forever. Forever. How long has Brock been fighting with Roman Reigns? How many years? How far back does it go? It's a lot. It needs to end. It needs to stop. There needs to be some sanity in this. Take Brock and put him over on SmackDown. No, don't have him run over AJ. He'd run over AJ, and then it would just be the Brock Lesnar show on SmackDown, and then I'd be really upset at having suggested it. So don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to enjoy myself at the show in a couple weeks because house shows are always fun. I am looking forward to Bray Wyatt, and I think what's going on with Jeff Hardy, I think him being destroyed. To me, it looked like it's storyline. To me, it didn't look like he really got that badly hurt. I think Randy Orton was the one that got really badly hurt. You see the welts on his shoulder and his back? He looked messed up. And he was really favoring that shoulder after the match. But I think where they're going is, I think Jeff Hardy coming back as Brother Nero with Bray Wyatt as his partner or his manager. I could see them partnering up Bray and Jeff. Or, the other thought I had when I'm seeing him getting stretchered out is Jeff going to retire too at the same time as his brother? Or are they going to go out together? Or, you know, what are they going to do with this? So I'm interested in that. But of course, that was the first match of the night. And a red cage is dumb. The red Hell in the Cell, I thought it was just lighting effects at the top. I thought, oh, they got it lit red. And then I see them lowering it and I'm like, oh, it's red. It's hard enough to see through it as it is. So that's probably not going to help. Then they kept talking about it was stronger and it was stronger and it was stronger. And I thought the fencing looked a little more flimsy, a little thinner, maybe a little smoother so you won't gouge yourself, which is totally understandable. And that the steel supports looked stronger. Definitely when Dolph and the boys were up on top of the cage, it showed that it was a strong cage. It's definitely not one that breaks like the old ones. And Thank goodness for that. But the other plus for me tonight was when Paul Heyman comes out and he starts swearing at the referee for the key, and the censor kept trying to censor him. And about the fourth or fifth time he said GD, there was not even an attempt to censor it because he just kept saying it. And they were bleeping words that weren't the swear word. So I thought that was really funny. Because, yeah, Paul Heyman can swear. Paul Heyman, when he's doing a shoot, he can swear. And he was obviously doing this like, all right, I'm going to be as serious about this as possible. And I'm going to say what I would say to somebody if I wanted a key. And then, of course, Brock rips the door off, which is... Somewhere Glenn Jacobs is rolling his eyes and going, I did that. I did it better. So, anyways, there you go. Hell in the Cell. I don't think I would watch it again if it was on again, other than the 2 women's matches. They were very well booked and very well done. The whole division in general is iffy. But when they have their matches, when they're given the time, they do very well. And Becky against Charlotte, that was fantastic. Becky Lynch is the most over wrestler on SmackDown, other than AJ Styles, I think. Which either says a lot about her and how far she's come, or it says a lot about the writing and the way that everything's being booked. But let me know your thoughts if you saw it. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.